Okay, we got our timing figured out. Now we're going to work on setting the timing for a kickstart application. So first thing I do is strip some wires away so I can use my programmer here. So this is the program we're going to use. Guy made these up. He ain't making them no more unless you bug him a lot. If you want to buy 100 or 200 at a time, you might make them again, but short of that, he's going to tell you to go pound it. He won't like it if I give you his name again. I would never do that. Okay, so you can tell I've used these a few times.
Right.
Okay, so we're using the violet over here. You want to make sure none of this touches ground. It doesn't touch each other either. So I might not do it this way. I haven't figured it out yet. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's fine. That's hot. So those two are not touching each other, so as long as I don't bump into it, we're fine. Good, that's enough. Alright. So this is our hot wire. Goes to hot. We don't touch that either. Need a ground. Is that a ground?
Yes.
And we have a ground. Okay. Take that off so we can see in there. Alright, let's go see if my computer is going to actually work today. Start, Dyna, boom. Okay, there's your Dyna program. You have to go online and download your own copy. So there is, you hook it up. First thing I want to do is see if it's got power to it. So we plugged in over there. Get the power. See how the lights were flashing there?
Mm-hmm.
Red light's on, that means it's got power. So I'm going to hit download, and if it works, it'll download. You show that. Ignition is not found, that means it's not downloading. So that means I did something wrong. Just break the ground wire off. So make sure we got things hooked up correctly. We do. So I'm going to unplug this. I never remember which way you're supposed to do all this stuff. So hook up the computer. Hook the power. So Scooby. Hit download. What are you doing down there, huh?
Just come to help.
Ignition is not found. Okay, so I didn't like that procedure. Okay, so next procedure is going to shut the thing off. Yeah, screw you too. Okay, we're going to power up the module. Power up. Now we turn the program on. Diagnostic and download. Ignition is not found. So it still doesn't like me. So why is it not liking me? Are we not getting a good ground? Get a better ground maybe? No, we don't got ground because the light was on. See, it makes me look really smart when I do this. So something is not appreciating how I do it. Okay, let's go try this way. I'm going to open a program first.
Let's do this so they can't see your emails.
I don't care about my emails. What? I have emails. Turn that on. Then hook the power to it. Then hit diagnostic. See, now I don't know when I'm looking at the screen's weird.
It's too big.
Ignition's not found. So that didn't work either. Thought I did that wrong. Alright, let me try a different combination. Oh, my emails are back. Okay, we unplug everything. Let's see here. Turn that back on. Turn that on. We already did all our combinations, but we're going to try them all again, one at a time, because one of them does work.
It's strange how it doesn't just start up.
Doesn't work. Okay, so turn that off. Plug everything. Okay, everything's shut off. This time we hook up the plug first. Turn on the program. Turn on the power. And hit diagnostic. Still not found. So I've tried all combinations. It still does not work. Alright, I'll be back after I figure it out. Okay, we're trying to figure out why it doesn't work. It doesn't work because I'm a dumbass. Everything's hooked up except for what? The ground for this.
Oh,
Minor problem.
exactly.
See, I don't usually do it in the motor. So I'm an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just totally a dumbass.
Right.
Just most of the time. Okay. As I recall, I plugged this in first anyway. So the computer's coming back online because I rebooted. So a bit likes my race picture. So now you have to look at my email, you can look at the race bikes.
Exactly. That's what we want.
Okay. Green light's on. That's different. Oh, it downloaded some information. Oh, it's hooked up now.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, what a shocker. Okay. It appears this is set for 6,000 RPM. And evidently you haven't run it yet. So there you go.
Done.
Perfect. What rev limit am I going to set it at?
What do you think?
It ain't going to be 6, I'm going to change it. That way I know it's changed.
Mhm.
That's all I know.
Yeah, put it to what you want.
5,000 RPM above the maximum you'll ever turn.
5,000 above?
Well, yeah, I don't hit the limiter. Oh, everybody's a little different. Depends how hard you're going to drive it. Okay, well, I got to show you my screen now because it's top secret. You can't look at my screen. Now it's got my timing curve on it. Is that the one I used last? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't remember. Load curves. You can use those?
Yes.
Use this one. Open. See, that's totally different curves. See? Okay, what's your rev limiter set? We got 6,800. That's good. We got valve springs. What cam you putting in it? Oh, you got a crappy
472.
cam. You got a crappy cam. Yeah, we'll put it down to 6,500. I'd hit that right in it, but you probably won't. Okay, we got single fire ignition, dead 0 revs for kicking purposes. The Vose is all in here too if you need it. We're going to update the curve. Now our red line has changed to 6,500. Now we're going to send the curve to your module. Curve sent. Okay, diagnostic. Okay, I can show the screen again. So now we're gonna hit download and see what happens because now it should have a new curve in it, which means it won't be 6,000 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it's 6,500 RPM.
Okay.
And see how you use timing and RPM limits from
Mm-hmm.
EEPROM. That means the switches here don't work anymore.
Oh, okay.
So the timing stuff doesn't work here, and the rev limiter doesn't work here. So I will put it to single fire. I usually still set it how I want it to be anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
just in case, the single fire and the Vose thing might matter. I think that still maybe functions on the switches, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's the switches are not being used right now because we got it on EEPROM.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we know the curve is in there because it's 6,500. And I set the rev limiter at 6,500 for the curve,
Mm-hmm.
so I know my curve is in there. So that's how you set it. So flip back to move away the camera. I'll show what it looks like here.
Mm-hmm.
Timing update. Let's see here. Save curves. We'll give you one of my weird curves off of BO Blast. Let's see. I don't want to save it. I want to open it. Okay, you can look at this one now.
Show the
Yeah, you can show it.
code.
This is curve for my BO Blast. So it has a 10,500 RPM red line right here. It's got a pretty aggressive ignition curve.
Pretty aggressive.
Fairly aggressive. And then it has the wide open throttle, and you have a part throttle is this curve over here. So the Vose is this wiggly line right here,
Mm-hmm.
and the normal curve is this solid line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going down the track, I can trigger the Vose switch on and off with a thumb button on the handlebar.
All right.
They have that high beam flasher thing that
Yeah.
flashes high beams on it. Well, I plugged up the ignition module. So I can hit that and I'll get an ignition curve. So it'll go from this curve to this curve. So if it runs better, I know it doesn't like the ignition time I'm running.
Sure.
If it runs worse, I know it liked what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll put some more in. So it allows me to change things. So that's the difference. So you can go in here and change all these parameters. You can put your own rev limiters in here, RPM points, and your own advance at points for part throttle and then for wide open throttle. Part throttle is your Vose switch once again. So you can do all this weird stuff in here. Like on this one here at cranking RPM, which might be 300-400 RPM, I'm already cranking 12 degrees of lead into it. The Vose, which would be at 0 vacuum, so it won't even be active, but if it was, it'd be a little bit higher, but it doesn't matter. And like I said, this is what I made, because this is a race bike. It idles at 2,000 RPM, so right now at idle speed, it's fully advanced. It's right where I want it to be.
Right.
Yeah, right where I want it to be. Not screwing around.
Exactly.
So everything from here to here is to make it run, to start. That's why it's just a vertical line.
Mm-hmm.
But once it's idling, it's at full advance or almost at full advance. It does pick up a little bit more at 4,000. It starts coming on a little bit better. And then I kind of take some of it away at higher RPM. I kind of fluctuate around a little bit with it. So I'm trying to pick up the power at low RPM when it's off the cam.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you more compression when you give it more ignition lead. So I'm trying to make it get through the dead spot where it doesn't run.
Right.
By putting more lead in it right there. And then it drops back down over here to where you're running at. And then at really high RPM, it starts to takes it out. So at about 8,700 or something like that. See, 10,000, I dropped a degree out. So it drops a degree out from 8.5 to 10. I took a degree out of it. So it's a high-speed retard. It should have come on the cams around 8,500. So the old dyno curves I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 8,500 to 10.5 is the power range. So that's my 2,000 RPM area I run in.
Mm-hmm.
So everything basically it's under here I don't care about. As long,
Right.
as long as it doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I can get up to this point,
Yeah, then
I'm
you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Keep it in that point.
Yeah, so I don't care about anything other than that. Like I said, on these curves you can play around them a little bit. So if you want to go to a different curve, you can go to a stock curve. Let's see, here's Dyna's curves. Traditional curve 1.
Shine this.
Yeah. So this is your normal curve, your maximum advance curve. This is the stock Dyna stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you can go in here and play around with all this stuff you want to do, whatever you want to do to play with it. You know, whatever you want to do. You want to change your 2,000 RPM point. Let's make it 30 degrees right there. And you can do that. You put update curve. Boom. Yeah, bumped it up.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in a little bit. At lower RPM, it'll run a little bit better now.
Right.
Put a little lead in it. If you're on your vacuum switch, on your vacuum advance, see it's your full advance at 35 degrees right there. But let's say I want to make it idle at a higher number. Not idle, but have more vacuum advance at a higher number. You can just change these to whatever you want. And let's say you want to run 5,500. Let's say we want to go 7,500. And you hit update curve. Boom, there's your new curve. So now the rev limiter got moved. Oh, I did. The rev limiter's way down here. That was 75. Oops.
It may not run very well.
I missed a couple. It won't run at all. Update curve. So now 75. Why didn't it go to 7,500? Should have showed the curve over there. That's weird. Why did it not let me change? Let's see, 6,000 RPM. There's the red line back in. The graph's only going to 7 because it's a traditional curve, I guess. I don't know. It should let me change stuff, but it's not letting me change. Yeah, that's weird. See, other curves, it automatically moves the cursor.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you can do a lot of weird stuff with this. You can play around with your different things and do whatever you need. So this is what the program does for you. So this one here we don't care about. So we're going to go back to our VO blast curve, open, boom. More aggressive. I like weird curves. But you can make it go up or down, whatever you want. You could really piss somebody off by going on a bike and putting a weird curve in it. It has massive up and down timing.
Right.
Put a rev limiter about 3,800 in there. Boy, I did piss them off.
Absolutely.
What's wrong with my bike? I won't go. But yeah, that's how that all works. So but for now, you're set for kickstart, so it's different. So there you go. That's how you do it.